Gentlemen, you don't know how good it is to say that. Welcome back to Moda Frank Stadium for this virtual cross-country race. Now, here's how this is supposed to work. We are we are going to be competing against other schools virtually, so these schools will be doing it at their track. Those schools include Westchester Henderson, both Downing towns, Unionville, Kennett, and other Chestnut School. I think Avon Grove is in there. They'll be running the mile in certain heats. The mile will be 4 laps, so we will be calling them as we go. They'll be submitting their times, hence for the race, and they'll be comparing the other times.
Yeah, and it's great to be back. Obviously this is our first uh, XCA cross country event that we've ever broadcasted. The first ever meet we've ever broadcasted. So that this is not only we are doing this doing like this type of broadcast, but we're also broadcasting a meet for the first time. So we get two new experiences in one. So killing two birds with one stone in that case.
Yeah, this is our first post-quarantine broadcast. Mind us if we're a little rusty. We're just coming back, but no, it's so good to be back, and it was so disappointing to hear the postponement of fall sports until the new year. Hopefully, things will get better, and we can have sports again in a intergalactic format, in the usual format that we all know and love. But for right now, having anything to talk about, having anything to broadcast about, it's a gift to us. And I think I'm very excited when we got the email to broadcast this today. And we're thinking of broadcasting other events going around the school, so stay tuned.
Yeah, I mean, while we're not playing against other schools at the moment, due to what you just said, obviously potentially postponing sports until January 1st, we're grateful that I get to see some sports. Even though it's just in school, obviously you got the virtual races right now, and then you have football. You got football too, who just played on Thursday, who just played on Wednesday, I believe. I heard it was a fantastic game. Both teams really fought their hardest, and I think everyone's just getting prepared and ready to roll when the new year comes around, and that way each player and each team can do the best that they can do.
So the race will be kicking off soon. Coach Eder and Coach Tang are going to try to get a heat sheet set up for us so we can announce the heats as they go. Hopefully that will be there soon. It looks like people are going to the line. So it looks like we're almost ready to go. Mr. Bruner, our athletic director, will fire the starting gun when things are set to roll. But yeah, like Alex said, this is our first cross country race. First cross country broadcast. We wouldn't actually be able to do a cross country broadcast mainly because they're not in one area. I mean, they're racing through the woods. They're racing through the uh, the park near the Rachel Cole Library. That's usually where they run, and it's going to be tough for our one camera. But we're very fortunate. This is going to act more like a track event than a cross country event. But we're very fortunate to broadcast them today.
We're cheering that message once again, of obviously just getting a sport to broadcast. This is the first time we've broadcasted since March, which, if you remember, all the way back in the beginning of March, we broadcasted the boys states basketball game against Simon Gratz. What a game it was. Obviously, it wasn't the result we wanted, but it was a great season and a great game. And they're gonna be. I think they'll be good. They'll be really good this year as well.
Yeah.
Once the basketball season rolls around, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, you got the pleasure of broadcasting that one. I couldn't. I had a family thing I had to go to that day. My last one was the North Penn game to go to states here at the new 2020 Center. That's the new name for our gym.
Yeah, yeah, yep. And in honor of that 2020 class, that unfortunately didn't get to do some of the things that the other classes didn't get to do. Obviously it's great that it was named in their honor, and I wish the 2020 class all the best in college and in life as well. And I'm sure they're gonna do great things.
So we just got informed by Coach Tang. Here's how they're going to go. They're going to go JV girls, JV boys, varsity girls, varsity boys in certain heats. I I think she said she sent the heat sheet, so I hope Alan got that.
Yep, I did, and we should.
We're ready to roll. They said they're ready to roll, so
Yep.
we'll get the starting gun in a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. Man, this is exciting.
Yep.
First event back since the Lincoln High School Simon Gratz game in late. That was March 9th, I think that was. Around
That was, yeah. I think it was March 8th. I believe.
March 8th. Oh, it was close.
Yeah, it was a really good game, it was a really good game once again, and obviously we're really excited to roll, and
The
it
gun
looks.
is off and we're underway. Here comes JV girls. Remember, this is 4 laps as they near the first turn of the first lap.
Yep, and now we're underway, and it's gonna be a really fun time, and just a really good day in general.
Got a pack here near the front, and then others shortly behind as they near the second straightaway, entering the third turn. They just passed the visiting bleachers.
Yeah, and it looks like that they're already running really fast so far. I mean, right out of the gate, you could tell they're excited and that they were ready to roll.
They're right now nearing the third turn, right near the snack shack. Unfortunately, not selling food. I would have gotten a burger.
Yeah, I would have probably gotten Skittles or something like that too. I mean,
Skittles. That's an interesting choice.
yeah, I mean it's my. I mean, like, that's pretty much that became my pregame ritual. I mean, the Skittles thing is I'm not a general very superstitious guy, but I mean if a tradition benefits me positively, then I will certainly keep doing it.
They go down the home stretch for the first lap. So you're not the only one. So we both do the pregame superstitious food thing. I get my burger, you get my Skittles. Oh, well, no, you get.
Yeah. I was about to say you don't really like Skittles.
No, I don't like Skittles at all. I like M&Ms, but you don't like M&Ms.
Oh well, yeah, M&Ms in general is just ugh, and chocolate too. Unless it's in ice cream or milkshake form, I just can't have the stuff.
We're on to the second lap. There's a group nearing the first turn, and the last group will be crossing the line now. So there's one group significantly ahead. That will affect time. That will get a faster time for the Jags. I think it's when the first group crosses the line that's the time, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I believe you are correct in that.
All right, so the first group is now passing the visiting bleachers of the Mo, and will be heading to the third turn near the snack shack.
All right, all right, I should be getting this up right now. All right, and I'm just uploading the sheets.
All right, so the leading pack of 4 is rounding the home stretch right now, and will reach the halfway mark. And we will be halfway done this first heat.
Yeah, the fact that they're already halfway done just shows how fast this team is and how quickly they run, and so far they haven't gotten their senior season yet, but I believe once they do, they're going to be a force to deal with.
Now nearing the scoreboard for the first turn of the third lap, of the third lap, of the leading group. They're now pretty spaced out apart. You have 4 back there. They're nearing the away bleachers. Then there's 2 that are significantly behind the first group, but they are, I would say, yeah, they're near the scoreboard, and the other 4 near the visiting bleachers. And then we have the back, but it's a pretty fast time for these girls so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm estimating right now that we started the race around 3:13, I think.
3:13.
And now it looks like it's been like 5 minutes so far. But then again, I could very well be wrong on that, and
Yeah,
we will get an official time as soon as we can.
yeah. We will also keep our unofficial time next race.
Yeah,
Unofficial time means the timer on Alex's phone.
yeah, that is very true. And I love my phone. I'm not sure how accurate it's gonna be with in terms of time. And also I have to actually see when the runners cross the finish line, and I gotta look right back on my phone in order to get it.
Yeah. All right, final lap. They're about to cross the start finish, and we are nearing the home stretch for the JV girls.
And we're going down the home
Scoreboard
stretch.
for the final time.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean like all their times I think are going to be relatively good. I mean you got two neck and neck right now, and they're gonna this should be a fun this should be a fun third turn, and it's going to be a very interesting finish.
Yeah, the group of four dropped off. Two are right neck and neck. One is behind, and one is a little more behind. They sort of broke off around, I would say, where the visiting bleachers are. So it's been a pretty close race for 3.5 laps, would you
Yeah.
say?
Yeah, it's been close. Right out of the gate I was expecting, you know what? Man, maybe a little bit of lag, but no. I mean, like they're like storming out. I mean, they're not. They're like they're like the horses at the triple crown. Like they're storming out of the gate,
Yeah,
and
the
it's going to be a
home
really good finish.
stretch. And the JV girls heat is now officially done. The last group was right near the start and finish line when they crossed, so they still have a lap to go. So they'll finish that. One group is near the end of the visiting bleachers, one is going down the home stretch, one just past the snack shack. And the last three are now near the scoreboard on the scoreboard nearing the visiting bleachers.
Yep, and let us see, and then next race we also got really good heat there as well. And this should and this and I mean like this should be another and this should be this first race should be over fairly quickly, and it's great to see all. And one thing I've noticed is that it's great to see everyone on that team cheering the runners on, and pushing them to do their hardest.
Yeah.
And it's just great to see the sportsmanship and teamwork out there.
I mean, here's another point that I want to bring up is that there was so much uncertainty of what was happening with fall sports. They would have to have modified training schedules, uh, and sometimes no training schedule at all with the postponement. I mean, sometimes these athletes had to work on their own time, so it's been an extra challenge training for all these athletes. So it's good to see them out here trying their best today.
Yeah, for sure. I imagine that here's what I've heard so far. If we do start January 1st, it's going to be January, February winter sports, March, April fall sports, and then April, May spring sports. Which I mean, like by April and May, I think that's like peak running weather there. It's not too warm, it's not too cold, and it's not very humid out. So I mean like that could be a time where some of these runners get their best career times ever in their high school careers.
Only even better. I was gonna say it's gonna rain, but even better, it cools you off. I mean, when I'm going running, I love rainy days. Don't you?
Oh yeah, for sure. The water definitely feels good because it's not like you're not sweating, you're not like immediately tired like right at like after you first start running, and also it's easier to stay hydrated too. So like, running in the rain. I mean that's pretty good time.
Yeah. Alec and I did middle school track for Garnet Valley. Of course, he was significantly better than me.
I don't know about that, but I mean it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a good time. So, we do have some experience with this sport.
Yeah, it takes a lot to do it. I mean, it might look easy, but it's definitely not. I remember like middle school. I remember it, like being like really tough. Now in high school, I mean, I've heard a lot. I've heard
Yeah.
that these athletes are constantly trained 24/7, and I give them a lot of credit. I mean, this is not an easy task to do.
Second heat is underway. Just a question for you, Alec. I know you did track. Did you do cross country as well?
I did not know.
You did not. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I just want to make sure. So the second heat's underway. Um,
I got my
they are
stopwatch.
out of the gate running. They're already near the visiting bleachers on turn 2.
And I mean, like, they're fast. I mean, I believe this is a boys' race now, correct? Yeah, it
Boys
is.
JV. So they're going to have girls varsity after that and boys varsity.
Yeah, and one other thing I'd like to say is that like I mean like some of these runners are probably running with a mask on. Like
Oh my
I mean like
gosh, yeah.
that is not easy. I mean
No, it's not.
I tried it once. It is not fun.
Girls varsity is off. So we're going to have 2 races at the exact same time. This should be fun to call.
Yeah, and I mean it's 2-1. I mean I mean it's a good deal, and that's pretty
I've never
exciting.
tried to call 2 sports at the same time. This should be interesting.
Yeah, and I'm sure those go along with the health and safety protocols for COVID-19, with obviously staggering people so that way you can social distance and still run it.
Yes.
And I mean it looks pretty normal out there right now. I mean, I don't really know as much of a difference.
So we're on lap 2 for the boys JV. Varsity girls is rounding the snack shack on turn 3.
Yep.
So we're again lap 2 for the boys, lap 1 for the girls.
Yeah. Yeah, and it should be a great finish here too.
I'm actually not quite sure if this is girls JV or girls varsity. I don't know if you can check that, Alec.
I believe that's let me see. I believe this is girls. This is girls JV.
This is girls JV. Okay.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
I do recognize. I do recognize some of the girls' varsity runners, and same with the boys. I recognize some of their varsity runners as well.
Yeah.
So I would probably be able to tell whether they're varsity or JV.
So we are almost halfway done in the boys JV heat. Got 2 out front. They're not too far apart. They're only a couple off the back. They're pretty close, especially the second girls JV heat.
Yeah, and
They're really close. All of them are right near the visiting bleachers. They are not far apart at all.
they're pushing hard right now, and it's I mean you can tell that they're really hyped up for this race, and that they really want, and they're roaring to go, and it's showing right now on the track.
All right, so we are also halfway done. The girls, because they are rounding home stretch, they'll be halfway done after they cross the start finish line.
Yep, and we should be almost finished, and while I'm checking on my handy dandy phone.
Handy dandy phone, all right.
Oh no. So far, we're at 3 minutes and 23 seconds.
That's a pretty good time. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. I mean, that's good. That's really good for a mile. I mean, it's six. It's four laps around here is a mile. So my mile time, I can run around 7. If it's just a mile, I could probably run like a 7:15.
Still pretty good.
I probably could. I feel like I'm honestly out of shape now. I haven't been able to run in a while. I should be getting back. I mean, like.
Are you planning on running again, or?
No. I mean, I'm just saying I'm out of shape right now. I like running for fun.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I
But
know that. But I'm just like, you're gonna get out of the house and run around the neighborhood or something.
What I normally play like basketball or something on my neighbor's court,
That's a nice court,
yeah.
by the way, if you haven't been.
Yeah, and it's I mean like it's I mean it's really fun to do that. It's it's not just running. You can play other sports for fun as well. But running is it's definitely relaxing. I usually run around like the middle school track, like around like Concord and GVE. I mean, it's a nice relaxing run. I mean, like I feel great afterwards.
I think we are on the final lap of the boys. One is significantly in the lead. He's
Mhm.
just past the visiting bleachers.
Mhm.
And the girls are going to be on the final lap as well. Yeah, I want to see what the leader's time is. He's looking really good. He's kept a consistent pace all 4 laps.
Yeah, it's for JV boys. Yeah, like he's got. You could fit a truck through that gap. Yeah, obviously he could be a fast rising runner. We might know his name within a year or two.
So final stretch. So he will take that one for sure. I want to see what that time is.
It is, it is 5. All right, let's see.
Let's see.
Finish line's right up there.
And he is crossed.
About 5:35. Wow,
That's fantastic.
what an impressive time. He could be a fast riser too. This is I'm surprised that I'm not sure if he's varsity or JV, but he could rise to varsity pretty soon if he keeps up that work.
So the girls, JV or varsity, one of the two. They are almost done. The first one's on the half is final stretch.
I believe that's Olivia Deskovich, who now has run a 6:20.
So she'll cross.
Yeah, and then you've got Andrew Christie for the boys coming up right here. He'll get like about a 6:30, 35.
He was my friend in track. He's been consistently improving every single year. So I can't wait to see him in his senior year, and hopefully this year too. I think he'll get better throughout the year.
Yeah, hard worker. He's got a bright future ahead of him. That looks like that's the end of those races.
So that's the end of those races. I think we'll be moving on to the varsity runners.
You're probably correct in that. And then this is gonna be like where you really see some giddy up. Varsity is probably some of the quickest people I've ever seen. And they're all really good. They're all fantastic runners. A lot of the seniors from last year actually went D1 for college, which is a huge accomplishment. And now you've got these seniors whom a lot of which could be D1 runners as well.
Yeah, definitely some bright futures ahead of them. But again, here's the format. We'll be comparing these times against those of other schools, mainly in the chess mod. You got both Downing towns. You got Henderson. You got Kennett. You got Unionville, Avongrove. A lot of those schools, they'll be comparing their time. They'll be racing on their respective tracks, and they will be compared to time and see who wins the race. Garnet Valley, it looks like they will be in contention for that too.
Well, let me tell you something. Garnet Valley is in contention with every sport. I mean,
Oh yeah.
All sports combined, Garnet Valley is probably one of the top schools in the state. I bet. They're always ready to roll and they know what they're doing.
And you have to give a lot of credit to the AD, Mr. Bruner. I mean, especially in this time, this must have been. I couldn't imagine what a summer would be like for an AD of any school, and to keep such a high training profile for Garnet Valley as we do every year, you got to give them a lot of credit.
Yeah, if you're an AD, it's hard because you've got no sports. So how are you supposed to keep all the athletes in shape and keep people interested within the high school sports community? And obviously he and a bunch of other ADs put like these virtual races together, as well as the touch football league within our own district.
Yep.
It's and entertaining everyone. And it gives something people to look forward to. And Mr. Brewer's definitely been a huge part of that. And then also the athletes as well. They've kept themselves in shape. I mean, like a lot of athletes from other schools probably would have gotten out of shape a little bit, but no, not Garnet Valley athletes. They always put in their 100% efforts.
Every year, they just take people and put them in tremendous shape. I mean, even throughout the middle school too. I think preparing for our track season, I think before every meet, practice was very tough, and that's just to get you in top shape when races do start and events do start.
Yeah, and it's gonna and obviously I think that I have optimism that those will occur at some point during the year, and that they'll get a senior season. Well, might not look like what they've usually done the past few years, but then again, we're all experiencing a new reality with COVID-19.
And of course, we'll be happy to bring you all the sports here at Garnet Valley High School, even if worst case scenario they do not allow spectators and events. We will be here to bring the sports to you either way.
Yep, and we'll find a way to keep everyone entertained. It's obviously I think we're not in like the usual capacity used to seeing us in, but then again we will find a way.
And I wanted to take a moment as the varsity boys are off. They're going to be rounding the second quarter soon. I want to talk about our broadcast dynamic because we are doing, again, adapting to the new normal. We are completely socially distant. We are on opposite sides of the box, windows open. We're wearing masks when we're not on the other side of the box. And I think that's going to be it's going to be a new normal for us, but we, as a GV Broadcasting Club, are trying to adapt to everything the CDC tells us to do, what Garnet Valley tells us to do, to make sure our broadcast productions are safe.
Yeah, and we will make them as safe as possible for everyone involved now, and that'll probably include at some point. It'll probably include like social distancing when we can and masks at all times. Ben and I are not wearing masks at the moment.
Well,
We,
are on
we,
other
we are
sides
on,
of the
which I was
box.
about to say, we're on other sides of the press box, and we opened up the windows so we have airflow coming in and out. So according to the protocols, we probably won't need to do that. But if need be, if we have to, then we obviously will obviously make it work.
So lap one is now over for varsity boys, and it's pretty close. You got one group now near the visiting bleachers, another group now near the scoreboard, but it's not that big of a gap so far. Did I get in front of the camera? Nice.
Yeah, yeah, your hand looked pretty good though. That's all I'll say.
Did I get a good headshot? That's all that matters.
Uh, unfortunately, I don't think so. But you could definitely be a hand model if you want to.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Again, first day back.
Yeah, first time back in April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months. 6 month
Yeah,
gap.
I miss this so bad as they are now going down the home stretch for lap two. We're halfway done, varsity boys.
Yep, and obviously another good race, another good way to kick off the Garnet Valley special of fall sports.
Yeah, we'll try to bring you as much as we can throughout the fall. If they're doing the touch football league, we'll try to bring you that. If I'm not playing, by the way, because I'll be doing Odell type stuff in that football league if I can.
Sure you can.
Yeah, of course
Yeah.
I can do Odell stuff.
Yeah.
Third lap, they're passing the visiting bleachers.
Ooh. I just closed out my clock app by accident, but it should keep it. Yeah, and it did. Good, because I didn't lose all my stuff. So obviously, this looks like varsity. I mean, everyone's moving pretty quickly around the third turn. A little bit of NASCAR terminology there.
Yeah. No, I've never broadcasted a cross country or track event before, and I love NASCAR, so that's what I'm treating it as a
Yeah.
race.
Yeah, and NASCAR is one of the other sports now that's going on. That's going on too. I mean, they're actually one of the first sports back.
Yeah,
They were able they which I can see how you could make that work because because everyone's in their own cars. They can social distance anyways, and then pick crews stuff like that. You can just wear masks and you could probably social distance with that stuff too.
final lap as they near the second turn near the visiting bleachers. I think that's Sean Garrett giving support to his guys. Is he D1 now?
I don't know if he committed to a college, but he was I think he was one of our he was for sure one of our top runners last year, and is now as a graduate senior of the 2020 class, a big part of the cross country and indoor track teams, and was going to be a big part of this of the spring track team, of course, before the COVID-19 pandemic hit, and we were all and schools and sports were forced to shut down.
As they are now nearing the home stretch. The leading group again is now going the home stretch. Dom DeLuzio is now in the lead.
Yep, he's probably one of our class's best runners. I remember him being a varsity runner on being as a freshman,
And,
which I mean on any sports team that's a hard feat to accomplish, but yeah, it happened.
and he'll take first in this boys varsity heat.
Yep, and then you got let's see, you got Sean Garrett walking around without any shoes on, or actually, does he have shoes on? Yes, he
No,
does.
he is
Yeah, well,
short
he's
on.
tossing me out his spikes. That's why I saw on his hand.
Yeah.
And then you got Ben Wu coming up. He will have a about a 5:20 time. And that and yeah, a great day for all those runners. Times really look good, and they're really looking like they definitely look like they're really in shape this year.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
just to note that our times are not the official times. The official times are with the coaches, and they'll send those in, and those will be the race results.
Yeah, and as soon as we get if we get the results during this broadcast, we'll try to relay them to you.
Remember to retweet this on Twitter. On Twitter, I think that's Eddie Porter that'll be crossing the finish line,
Another varsity runner. Very good day for him.
and that will be it for the boys varsity heat.
All accomplished in 6 minutes and 10 seconds. That's impressive.
That's pretty good.
And now it looks like now we'll get another heat. I don't know if this will be the last year, if this will or if there will be a few more.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see who comes up to the line.
Yeah, it looks like that. Let's see what else we got up. We got I'm sure there's gonna be a few good runners up there. I mean, so far all of them right there. It looks like that they've ran.
Yeah, they look like they've all ran.
Yeah, I think because I can see them all like them all gulping down that water, which trust me, I would need that too.
Oh, me, no, I would probably need that more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty hot and humid day out here today, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Yeah,
let's see. Let's check the weather right now. Actually.
that's the perks of living in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You're living in a sauna.
Yeah, that is true. Winters. I do like the winters are pretty good here, though. I'll tell you that.
I don't like that here in Philadelphia you have 30-degree weather. It says it's 30 degrees, but it feels like -3. Like that's the humidity for you.
Mhm.
That is Philadelphia.
Yeah. I mean, like it's. Like Philadelphia is definitely one of the most interesting places to live. That. I'll leave it like that.
To be honest, I think that may be it. I think that was the last.
It was.
No, well, no, that may have been varsity girls that was out there with JV boys.
Well, could have been. I mean, well, could have been, but actually, no, I think it was. Yeah, because
I think
I
it was,
recognize
yeah.
I recognize a senior too. So yeah, and the rule is that all seniors are automatically on varsity.
Yeah, so that I think was it.
But
So we'll relay that information when it's time.
yeah, but for now, until we see everyone walking off, we'll continue to broadcast.
Yep, we'll continue to talk. I could talk all day. That's why I love this profession.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you can talk all day, and that makes a lot of sense. Me on the other hand, maybe. I mean, like, if I like what I'm talking about, yeah, I can talk for a while. But then again, we don't.
So that was the last heat, ladies and gentlemen. That was Varsity Boys. Um, but we'll continue to talk for a little bit because this has been our first broadcast in a while, and we want to catch up with you folks.
Yeah, it's it's been a while, and first sport back, and I don't think it'll be our last, at least this fall. Uh,
Hopefully not.
Hopefully, yeah, and hopefully we'll start to broadcast games with other teams starting in January, and hopefully sooner or later. Again, this is a very fluid situation. It always seems to be changing.
Yeah. Of course, we'll try to keep you updated on our Twitters, and of course, look at GV Athletics for athletics updates. Um, they're the best source. We'll relay
Any information that we can,
that comes from there.
yeah, and then we'll of course do, and then of course we'll give you updates as soon as we can.
So that will be. I think that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We had fun here today, even though it was just a short time and a few heats. It is great being back here in the booth. Alec, any last thoughts for today?
Great 40 minutes we spent up here with all of you. Obviously great to see a form of fall sports coming back to Garnet Valley. It's great to see all these runners putting in their 100% effort, even though this is a virtual race. It still means a lot to them, and obviously great to see you back, and welcome back to Garnet Valley Sports.
Yeah, we just have one last thing. I just one last thing I want to say. I just want to give thanks to people that made this happen. I want to thank Coach Eder, Coach Tang, both cross country teams, the AD, Mr. Bruner, and the rest of the schools participating in this event, doing it safely under CDC guidelines, and making sure that we have a piece of the normal. Of course, thank you, Alec, for being here today. I, I wish I could thank you every time, every
I,
broadcast. You've been amazing. You set up the tech. I know nothing about tech.
I don't know
Ladies
about
and
that,
gentlemen.
but you do some stuff too. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
I mean, you've done a lot too. Thanks to you. Thanks to everyone that of course you mentioned. Without all this would not be possible, and it's just, and man, it just feels great to be back.
yeah, yeah. That I would like to end on that, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to be back. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in